The evolution in the regulatory requirements on credit risk models are gradually increasing the pressure on internal model development and model validation units. Definition of default, targeted review of internal models investigations, assessment in the materiality of model change, IFRS 9 guidelines are just an example of the impacts that such units are facing. Within this challenging perimeter, the European Central Bank released in February 2019 the instruction for reporting of the validation results of internal models that require the production of regulatory reports, including qualitative information and quantitative controls, under the responsibility of model validation unit. In this context, Prometeia has designed a solution to embed model validation controls in a framework that is able to execute ECB reports periodically and on demand. The solution is part of Python, Prometeia's wider risk engine, scenario generator and open library flexible architecture, and allows the validation unit to focus on the results of the controls without manual interventions in the controls execution and with strong benefits in terms of operational efficiency. Leveraging on our long-term experience in modeling, this solution integrates ECB reports in a more comprehensive set of validation controls that support decision-making in the model lifecycle. Due to the regulatory scope, replicability and auditability criteria are embedded in the validation tool. Once logged in, the user finds the list of the projects. Each project is a different type of control. Inside each project, Dataset tab contains input and output tables. Macro tab contains the tests implemented. Workflow tab contains macros and datasets within a given project. The Create New button creates a new resource. The datasets can be imported by clicking on Datasets from File. When the upload is completed, it is possible to display the data by clicking the Preview button. Clicking on the magnifier icon, a window opens for data preview with the possibility to visualize summary graphs that can be used to analyze the import process and the underlying dataset. Graphs can be exported. In the macro sections, the macros are implemented in order to execute the model validation process. Each macro is a different validation test and is composed of 3 areas. In the input area, the datasets on which the test to be run is defined. In the equation area, the user finds the set of equations implemented in order to run the test. Clicking on Edit Equation icon, user will display and modify the details of the equation. The script can be written in a user-friendly meta language or directly in the Python language. In the attachment area, any kind of file can be attached. Once the tests are implemented, a workflow can be created to run in sequence the macros. The Summary tab displays how the resources of the workflow are structured and linked among each other. The Pipeline tab creates data processing elements connected to each other. The Dataset tab displays and/or adds input datasets into the workflow. The Outputs tab displays the result of data processing operations within a workflow. The Analyze tab performs a graphical analysis on the variables, both input and output. Once the workflow is created, the user can run the whole workflow. The tool, using the results of the validation tests, fills the empty ECB validation template. The filled template can be downloaded and navigated page by page to evaluate the outcome of the process, including the quality checks predefined by ECB. The filled template can be enriched with the qualitative comments. The final version can be uploaded as an attachment and stored directly into the tool.